Hello, this is Kinninigan from RagingReptilian.com. This video, Krampus, I'm going to talk for a few minutes before I actually go over the video. This is being done by request by Barrick McReady. He asked me to remake this. I made this video on my channel last year. Now, I just want to give a little disclaimer before I go on about this. First of all, if you are watching my videos, I don't know if you still do or not, but I have a friend whose birthday is today, so I'm wishing them happy birthday. And that goes for all the Sagittarians too. It's Sagittarius season in December. Happy birthday to all the Sagittarians. That's my moon sign. And also happy holidays to everyone. And the disclaimer I want to give, and I'm speaking on behalf of Raging Reptilian now and my company, because my employees will probably feel the same way, is if you're triggered by Christmas or I think a lot of people misinterpret what Christmas is really about. First of all, it's always been more for the children and friends and family, buying them gifts and buying gifts for friends and family, exchanging gifts, letting them know. When you start bringing in I'm not going to allow people to start bringing in religious angles on Christmas, or if they're triggered by Christmas. I don't care if you're a pagan. Pagans can still buy each other's presents. In fact, I'm going to be making quite a few videos in the coming 2 weeks up before Christmas or Saturnalia. This one here, dealing with Krampus, and I'm putting this disclaimer. If you have children around, please do not allow them to listen to this video. It's a little screwed up. Krampus is a Christmas reptilian. He is a sidekick to Santa Claus, sent to terrorize bad children. This folklore, it's pretty interesting because you're going to find out, yes, and basically he is a reptilian. Russ von Krampus, this is a greetings card from 1900s. How would you like to get that greeting card in the mail for Christmas? Yeah, that is Krampus punishing little bad children. So now, I'm going to read this. In fact, this is the same exact article I used last year for the video I made about Krampus. I'm going to increase the text size here. Now, what Krampus reminds me of, I also believe, though I can't prove it, that he was the inspiration for Dr. Seuss's The Grinch That Stole Christmas. I believe that character is based directly on Krampus. Now, there's a horror movie out called Krampus. I am aware of that. I haven't watched it yet, but I'm always down to watch a good horror movie. So maybe I might get that movie and watch it and do a movie review before the holidays. Cheesy horror, yeah. But you never know what you're going to find in a cheesy horror film, right? Now, there's a few. You're going to notice some things here that are going to pop out as I read this, making associations to Krampus being reptilian. It'll pretty much speak for itself here. Santa's Horned Helper, the fearsome legend of Krampus, Christmas Punisher. And again, in my disclaimer before I read this, not only am I wishing happy holidays to people that follow Christmas, I don't care if you practice Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, you're atheist, or like I said, you're even a pagan. It's, I'm wishing happy holidays to everyone, even though they probably won't do the same back because they're so hateful. They get triggered on the holidays, I know. If anyone should be triggered on the holidays, it's people like me that do this for a living, because we lose contact with a lot of our ex-friends and families, on the holidays. So that's never easy. But I appreciate the ones I do have. In ancient times, a dark, hairy, horned beast was said to show up at the door to beat children and carry them off in his sharp claws. The Krampus could be heard in the night by the sound of his echoing cloven hooves and his rattling iron chains. The strangest part is that he was in league with Santa Claus. Yeah, this is why I said don't have children listen to this video if they're around. It's a little, the Christmas terror. The unnerving beast was no demon, however. He was the mythical Krampus, companion to Saint Nicholas, known as Santa Claus, Father Christmas, Kris Kringle. While Saint Nicholas now has the reputation of loving all children and visiting them at Christmas time, judging their character and giving gifts to the nice ones and lumps of coal to the naughty ones. Krampus plays the dangerous sidekick. Yeah, a little bit of duality going on here with the symbolism of Krampus. It is believed that the long-horned, shaggy, goat-like monster with a long, angry face and lolling forked tongue would visit the home of misbehaving children to punish them. It was believed he would give beatings and kidnap the kids and bring them down to his underworld lair to live for a year. You can't make this stuff up. According to the centuries-old legends, if a child misbehaved, St. Nicholas, in his omniscience, would know and send his associate Krampus. It was said that this dark partner with his serpentine tail would turn up to the house during the Christmas season to punish the wicked child. He would beat him with a bundle of birch sticks, whip them with horsehair, and throw him into a sack or wicker basket to take him down to hell for a year. Wow. See, growing up, Christmas time, I was always told by my parents and grandmother that I would just get coal in my stocking if I was bad. At least we didn't have Krampus show up. I like some of the artwork. Not that I endorse Krampus. You know, the mythology is screwed up, I know, but this is an 1896 illustration. But yeah, it's pretty interesting to see these old pics from Victorian period. If being good for Santa wasn't enough for a delinquent, Krampus's reputation and fearsome appearance terrified children into misbehaving. As such, it was a useful tale to hold children to scare them into goodness. The legendary origins. Historians remain unsure as to the exact origins of the Krampus figure in folklore, but it is believed that, like Santa, Krampus predates Christianity, stemming from a Norse and Alpine traditions and Germanic paganism. Like many characters, including St. Nicholas himself, Krampus's image has evolved over time and throughout regions, but Krampus represented a balance of light and dark, providing a harmony between good and evil. That's what I was just talking about, the duality symbolism of Krampus and Santa Claus. Good cop, bad cop, you know. Santa brings presents, Krampus comes and beats you with birch sticks and kidnaps you and brings you down to his underworld lair. Now this pic here, yeah, this is Father Christmas riding on a goat. I know a secret society that plays a game called Ride the Goat. I wonder if that was the inspiration for this pic of Santa Claus here. I wouldn't doubt it. On Krampus night, or my German's okay, Krampusnacht, the eve of December 5th, German children took care to not attract the attention of the intimidating beast and hoped that St. Nicholas would bring presents on Nakolustag. I screwed that one up. December 6th. Yeah, that's these pictures here, really interesting. Obviously, if you're from America, this may be your first time hearing about Krampus, because they still celebrate Krampus. I'm going to read about it right now. And because this tradition is mainly in Eastern Europe, obviously. That pic is from Austria. According to National Geographic, Krampus is believed to be the son of Hel in Norse mythology. Hel, daughter of Loki and overseer of the land of the dead. His name is derived from the German word Krampen, meaning claw. Now this is why I said that Krampus is reptilian. Krampus means claw. He shares traits with other figures in Greek mythology, such as satyrs and fauns, and has been portrayed in a salacious manner in the late 19th century greeting cards, lusting after buxom women. Fear and love. The myth of Krampus can be found in the Alpine regions, Austria, Germany, Hungary, Slovenia, and the Czech Republic, and the legend has gained long legs reaching across Europe and around the world. Families traditionally exchange colorful greeting cards called Krampuskarten since the 1800s, featuring some silly, sometimes sinister Krampus. In the early 20th century, Krampus was prohibited by the Austrian fascist government, but the tradition was revived with the fall of the government after World War II. The fascists banned Krampus. Ugh, who thought that? Traditional annual parades are still held in which young men dress as the Krampus and race through the streets, snarling and shaking chains at onlookers. Yeah, this is in Austria, 2013. They actually practice have parades for Krampus. Many cities and towns, in keeping with old tradition, run a popular Krampuslauf, a sizable gathering of revelers, largely fortified by alcoholic schnapps, yeah, go figure, dressed in Krampus costume to chase people through the streets. More than 1,200 Austrians gather in Schladming, Styria, each year to dress up as Krampus, swatting passerbys with sticks and loudly ringing cowbells. Birch sticks are painted gold and displayed to remind of his arrival. These days on Krampusnacht, Krampus will commonly accompany St. Nicholas to homes and businesses where St. Nicholas will give out gifts and Krampus will hand out coal and birch stick bundles. Santa's companions. In addition to Krampus, Santa traditionally enjoyed a host of different companions depending on region and culture, reflecting local history and beliefs. These mythical figures have many common traits and generally play the role of punisher or abductor, in contrast to the benevolent and generous saint. They often carried a rod, stick, or broom, were usually dressed in black rags, and were shaggy with unruly hair. Elves, kobolds, or pre-Christian house spirits of English and Scandinavian tradition were believed to be gift makers or bringers, but didn't share the same elevated status as Saint Nick and his companion. In Germany, Knecht Ruprecht, I believe I said that one right, was an old man with a long beard, dressed in straw or covered in fur. He accompanied St. Nicholas and carried a bag of ashes, and one might hear him coming due to the ringing of tiny bells sewn into his clothing. Knecht Ruprecht expected children to be able to recite Christian catechism or say their prayers, whereupon he would give them fruit or gingerbread. If they hadn't learned their lessons, it was said he'd leave them a stick or a lump of coal in their shoes at best, and at worst he placed the children in a sack and either eat them or throw them in a river. He would eat the children. Oh, okay. Ruprecht became a common name for the devil in German. Yeah. Okay, so this is why I said that Krampus is very obviously reptilian in nature. We're talking about eating babies, beating children, abducting them, bringing them to hell. You've got all kinds of stuff going on here, and yeah, so here's this pic here is from 1863, and if the children are bad, yeah, he would eat them. In Palatinate, Germany, as well as Pennsylvania in the United States, that's my home state, and the east coast of Canada, the comparison... Oh, wait. Oh, sorry about that. Didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean to, there we go. I clicked on the picture by accident. The companion is named Belsnickel, a scary figure much like Knecht Ruprecht. This partner visits at Christmas and hands out gifts or punishments. In some regions, this figure is dressed as a female and called the Christmas woman. She is thoroughly disguised in female clothing, with cloth wrapped around her head and face, and carries sweets and cakes, as well as a long switch which acts like a swatting stick or a charmed wand. That's Belsnickel. Now, the reason why in Pennsylvania and the East Coast we would have this tradition of Belsnickel is because we got a lot of obviously German immigrants here on the East Coast. Even here in Philadelphia, we have a place called Germantown in Philadelphia, and that is what it's called. Anyone from Philly can confirm that. Because it was a heavily German area at one time in Philadelphia. So yeah, and they brought a lot of these traditions over with them. Now, Zwart Piet is an old mythical figure in Belgium, Netherlands, and Luxembourg who has become a controversial figure in modern times. Traditionally, a blackamoor, African male figure usually symbolizing a servant, was characterized as a Moor from Spain and a helper to St. Nicholas who was to amuse children and give candy. Actors portraying Zwart Piet would wear black face, dark makeup, curly black wigs, and red lipstick, a practice which is now seen as a racist stereotype. Appearances of Zwart Piet are now protested in the Netherlands. Well, I'm not going to sugarcoat that one. It is kind of racist, obviously. They replaced Krampus, with black-faced makeup. The legend of Krampus isn't in fear of dying out, as it is in fact gaining in popularity, even though there are those who believe the devil-like Krampus figure is inappropriate for children. I think so. That's why I told you don't let your kids listen to this video. Well, your kids probably should be on Kinninigan's YouTube channel, period. Where he is believed to have been altered to suit modern anti-Christmas sentiments. Like it or not, the modern image Krampus has been hijacked from all good intentions and may have enjoyed in folklore. He is cemented now in several cultures as a monster alone with no good to be imposed on anyone by his presence. He is the personification of fear and the ultimate Christmas nightmare, much to the delight of adults who want to act like the very children Krampus was intended to correct, writes the editor of MyMerryChristmas.com. It is to remember that Krampus, while appearing to be a demon, is not the anti-Santa, however. Since ancient times, he has worked alongside Santa to ensure that people had respect, behaved, and were good to each other in his own unorthodox way. What better holiday sentiment can there be? And again, it's the story of Krampus. Again, it's very interesting. No doubt that Krampus is the epitome of being quote-unquote reptilian. And just want to wish everybody happy holidays again, regardless of which holidays you follow or don't follow. Anyway, this link will be in the description. Any questions or comments, leave them below. And until we speak again, this is Kinninigan, and take care.